Hey, everyone, it's David, a strong by lead. Thanks for tuning in. I want to come at you again today with motivation. Two things that I think are going to really move the needle with motivation. They're not easy, but they work. And I've seen these work way more often than any tips, tactics, strategies, or hacks. And I like to talk about motivation because I think motivation is one of the main things that trip people up. Every single person is going to hit a snag in motivation every once in a while, whether it's physical, mental, or emotional. And when it comes to motivation, I try to talk sense or try to talk some sense into people because I think a lot of people have misconceptions about motivation. They think if they just had a little bit more motivation, they would be motivated to lose weight. They'll be motivated to get off the butt, to go to the gym, to work out, to eat right, to go to sleep on time, to manage their stress. But I don't think motivation is that easy, especially when motivation in research is defined as some desire or an innate interest for achieving something, an innate interest or desire. And I've spoken about this before in the past. You probably know things you were interested in before without really knowing why you were interested in them, like a subject in school. And hardly anyone is naturally or innately interested in health and fitness. So when it comes to talking about motivation, especially in this topic, I'm hoping that I can get people to understand they shouldn't rely on motivation. They should rely on this innate desire to achieve something greater than themselves. And when it comes to health and fitness, we have to be able to find a good balance, because health and fitness is serious, not so serious. Serious because it is your health, not so serious because if you're just looking to tone up, tighten up, it's going to take a lot of compromise, and those compromises might not be something you're willing to subject yourself to, because the outcomes, the achievements might not outweigh the compromise and the immediate sacrifices you need to make. And I see this all the time with people who pursue things because of instant gratification. Instant gratification is really big. It gives us a dopamine hit. It gives us a sense of reward. It lights up our hedonic system. And we feel motivated to do those things that bring us instant gratification. Fitness is not one of those things that's instantly gratifying, although it can be in the short term. For example, if you have a really good session, you can feel great afterwards, and that can help you in the long run. That can help you become more productive. That can help you become more energetic. Various things that a lot of people attest to when it comes to health and fitness. Yet, the very same people who attest to feeling so much better after working out are often the ones who are hesitant to continue doing a routine. Why? I don't know. Motivation could be one of those things. But again, I want to try to talk some sense into people when it comes to motivation. It's not that motivation is easy, because if you have a problem with motivation right now, or you think you have a problem with motivation right now, you're probably going to continue having problems with motivation unless some big things happen. And those two big things: number one, a commitment level, a deep commitment level. I've never heard of anyone achieve their goals, health and fitness or not, by having a shallow commitment. Long-term goals. Short-term goals, fine. Doing a cleanse or detox, fine. Anyone can do something for 30 days. But what about 30 months? What about 30 years? That's a long time down the road. Do you think you can make a commitment for that time frame? Probably not. But that's health and fitness, right? Health and fitness. You're going to be trying to stay as healthy and as fit as possible until you die. That might be in 30 years. That might be in 50. That might be in 70 years. Who knows? It takes a deep commitment. That deep commitment, I think, stems from this desire for you to achieve something worthy and worthwhile. Is health and fitness one of those things? Is getting tighter? Is losing a little bit of weight? Getting into a bikini a worthy goal for you? I think you need to sit down, especially if you're struggling with motivation, if you're struggling to get some sort of stability or control. I think it'll benefit you to sit down and really think deep and hard about if this goal you have set out for yourself or you intend to achieve actually means something to you. And if it does, then you could be ready to reorient your immediate environment so that you can have the best chances of reaching those goals. If you're not serious about reaching those goals, if you're not serious about making the commitments and the compromises, then you can shelf the goal for now until you are ready. And I just alluded to the second big one just a couple of seconds ago, and that is a change in your environment. It could be a physical environment, or it can be your social environment. I think your physical and social environments are generally external factors that cannot be immediately within your control. However, they have a huge influence on your life. They have a huge influence on your emotional and mental environment. For example, what if you hate your job? You hate your boss, you hate your coworker, you hate your colleagues, you hate your job, you hate going to work every single day. You wake up in the morning and you're bored the fact that you have to go into work. Like, oh my God, I hate work. You think you're going to be motivated to go to the gym compared to somebody who gets up in the morning, cannot wait to go to a company they are fully bought in for? I don't think you'll be more motivated than that person. I've seen this happen time and time again. People who absolutely hate their jobs have a hard time sticking with their fitness routine because it sucks the life out of them. It sucks their soul, sucks their motivation. And motivation is a depletable emotional and mental resource. And if you're exhausting your emotional and mental resources at work over trivial things, over, I don't know, things you hate, then you're probably not going to be able to take care of yourself that well, because what's the point? You hate your job, which you spend at least a third of your life on every single day. Then you're also your social environment, the people hanging around you. There's a saying, it's easier to pull someone down than to pull someone up, which means, in short, toxic people who are negative, not necessarily negative in the sense, oh my God, life sucks, negative, but negative like, oh, my life sucks, you should listen to my problems are more serious than other people's problems. Oh, you have problems, but let's come back to my problems, and I'm not really going to do anything about them. I just want to commiserate and complain because it makes me feel better. I'm sure we know people like this, and I'm sure we try our best to disassociate ourselves. Sometimes they could be a good friend of ours, and it doesn't make sense. It's not practical for someone to tell you to not be friends with this person anymore, especially if you've been friends with them for 20, 30, 40 years, just because they complain a lot. Even if they do drag you down, there's just a bond that you can't always break simply because you want to lose a little bit of weight. But I think will benefit you to know the social environment has a huge impact on your success level. Jim Rohn, a success coach, once said, you are the average of the 5 closest people around you. So if 5 people around you are doing better than you, are more positive, are more uplifting, are more motivated, more driven, more ambitious than you are, most likely you are going to take on those characteristics because you want to be able to keep up. You want to be able to keep up with the Joneses, as they say. Then the opposite is also true. If you have 5 deadbeat loser friends who have no job, smoke a lot of weed, and drink with their free time and have no money, then you're probably going to get sucked down with them no matter how badly you want to go in the opposite direction. I once had a client. She's a doctor. She's very driven. She's very intelligent. She comes from a family of doctors, a pedigree lineage of brainiacs. But she found herself losing motivation when she was in New York working at a hospital during this COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic because she was mentally and emotionally exhausted. And at the end of the day, all she wanted to do was to watch Netflix and curl up in the fetal position and drink beer and eat popcorn. And I don't blame her. Who am I to push her to work out when she doesn't feel like it? This is a person who knows what she wants to do, who knows what she's doing, and if she's gaining weight, she knows exactly why. And if she couldn't muster up the motivation to come to our appointments, and again, paid accountability is probably one of the strongest incentives, motivators to get somebody to lose weight, because somebody is there to guide you and watch you, and there's something on the line, your time, your commitment, your energy, and your money, then I don't know what would have helped her. And I thought that I was doing a very good job. She said I was doing a very good job, and when she did come to her sessions, when she felt like it, she crushed it. But something interesting happened. She moved to Hawaii. She moved all the way to the other side of the coast. Not even the other side of the coast. She was off the West Coast. She went to Hawaii. And she's there as the segment is being recorded. And I keep up with her every week. And she says she loves it there. The weather's beautiful. She's not as stressed out. She doesn't have corrosive colleagues and administration. The workload is manageable. She's going out every single day, biking, climbing, hiking, losing weight, eating well. She doesn't have to stress out about nearly as much. And again, she's losing weight. Things are coming off, and she doesn't need to rely on motivation. And it's not like this is a different person per se. She's just in a different environment. This is not practical for everybody. This isn't even practical for most people to move just because you want to take care of your health. But if you think about it, it is practical. If you have the will and the resources available to move and your health is in jeopardy, then I think it's something you should seriously consider. But what can you do if you can't move? You can alter your physical environment. You can alter your social environment. Can you get a new job? I don't know. It depends on how deeply ingrained and indoctrinated you are with your company. Can you get new friends? You could. It depends on how flimsy and superficial the relationships are. Can you hang out with new people? You can. It depends on how willing you are to meet new people. This is why motivation is so tough. These two things I'm talking about right now in this segment are, I think, the two biggest things I have seen in my experience, having worked with over 500 people to have the best track record of helping people improve their motivation levels. Other things like gratitude and visualization, reading a book, listening to a podcast like this, it helps in the short term, but I think you need a major mindset shift. You need to make a real deep commitment or recommit to yourself, or something about your environment needs to change significantly, whether you relocate, whether you hang out with different people, or whether you get a different job. And if you can tell by what we're talking about, these two things require a combination of a lot of time, a lot of energy, and possibly a lot of money. A combination of those three things, those three big things, because they will shift your life in different ways. And I think that is what's required to shift your motivation levels, because motivation is huge too. Think about the implications of having high motivation levels. You can almost achieve anything you desire within reason, within your capabilities. If you don't have motivation, then it's going to be really difficult for you to achieve anything. Again, you can do probably almost anything short-term within reason, but it's the long-term game we are worried about. It's how far the ball travels. Anyone can hit a grounder, but can you hit a home run? I hope this helped you. We're going to sign off now. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, shoot them over to me, david@strongbylee.com. If you want to talk more about motivation, if you need some personalized guidance and advice, shoot a message to me. Let's strike up a conversation. If you need to work with a personal trainer, a fitness coach, a registered dietitian who is going to help keep you accountable and motivated by shooting it to you straight and not blowing a bunch of smoke up your butt, giving you a personalized plan, a routine, then hit me up. I have various options available. I could do virtual coaching if you're not located close to me. We can also do in-person coaching depending on what you need and what you're looking for. Hit me up, david@strongbylee.com. Until next time, stay hungry, stay strong, stay motivated.